What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Brighter Community. I'm your boy Speech, and today we're talking about why you should stop over planning and just start. Most of us spend so much time thinking, planning, researching when we really just need to start. Like realistically, every last one of us have some type of idea, dream, or project that we would like to start doing, but we never actually do it because we spend so much time planning and again scheduling. If you're scheduling and not getting it done, that's kind of crazy. But we're planning, we're thinking about it, we wishful thinking, we're having conversations. Really what you need to do is just start. Now that may sound like, oh, you're just making it sound way easier than what it really is, but truthfully, starting is so much better than just thinking about it. Now, I'm not saying don't plan at all. I'm just saying don't hide behind the fact that, oh, I'm planning or I'm researching or I'm studying, because when you do that and you're hiding behind that, you never actually start. I remember when my stepdad and my brother, we all talked about having a podcast. The only problem is we just talked about it. We were just thinking about it. Every time we were like, man, we should do this and do this. And realistically, if we would have done that back when we talked about it, we would have been some of the OGs in the podcast field. And y'all would have watched me grow up, because I was 16 at the time we first talked about it, about 15, 16. And whenever you do something, you get better at it. So if we would have been podcasters then, we probably would have had a huge channel by now. We would have been great. That was so many years ago. So we would have been doing YouTube for 9 years. And now none of us are even close to each other. So if we wanted to do a podcast, we'd have to do video calls, or someone have to save up money to fly or drive back and forth. It's just too much work. So it's you have to just start, because if we would have picked up the camera and set it at the table, found something to hold the phone up and record it, we would have eventually been having momentum towards it, and we would have started getting more material, more tools, more topics. We would have been getting better at it. Our conversation skills would have gotten better. Our camera skills would have gotten better. But the problem is, we just thought about it. We hid behind that without even realizing. It was a conversation. We even talked about, man, we'll be the biggest and this and that. But again, it was just conversation. And there's actually 3 main reasons why most people get stuck in the planning phase. And the first reason is fear of failure. And the reason why is because planning feels safe. For instance, if you're planning anything huge, whether it's writing a book, starting a YouTube channel, starting a podcast, whatever it is, if you're planning, it doesn't affect your life really much at all in any way, negatively or positively. Because you could be planning something, and obviously if you're not making any moves towards it, you're not spending any money towards it, so nothing's affecting you negatively. If you want to be a business owner, you're not taking any risks, you're not losing any money. So it's it feels safe, it's comfortable. You can still maintain your job, you can still maintain your friends, because some of y'all may be in fear of failing in front of your friends and family. If you never start, you're just planning. It can sound good all day to yourself, because most of us aren't even sharing it with other people unless it's conversations within other people. But yeah, it feels safe. There's zero risk of just planning, unless you're spending buku money. But generally speaking, there's no risk in planning. The other biggest reason is perfectionism. A lot of people, they want to be the perfect, they want to have the perfect camera, the perfect microphone. They want to have the perfect setup, the best background. And for this channel specifically, that's what I was looking for. And I was like, you know what, why am I doing this? I actually had a YouTube channel before, and I just started without thinking about it because the purpose was different. But this one I have a passion for, so I was very nervous. So I wanted everything to be perfect. And I started thinking about it. If I had that mindset of having everything perfect, especially with my background, I would have never gotten started. It would have took me forever, at least another probably 6 months before I got situated. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just start it. And then there's other people who want the perfect knowledge or perfect strategies. And that's just really not possible for the most part, because you can do all the studying in the world, but if you never start, you're not going to get failure. You're not going to get experiences. So you're just studying and studying and studying, because even YouTube content creating, some people watch hundreds and hundreds of videos, including myself, and never actually start. So you're trying to be perfect, but you're not going to until you start. It's nearly impossible unless you have unlimited money and resources. And then third and finally is false productivity. People often confuse planning with progress. They're like, well, you know, I'm making progress because I learned how to do this technique, and I watched this channel and this channel. And it's like, that's not actually progress. Making progress is taking action. For an example, if you look up to a lot of people who write books and you wanna write your own novel, you wanna write your own book, and you're constantly reading other people's books on how to write a book. You're watching videos on how to write a book, but you never actually put pen to paper. You never actually typed on the keyboard to actually learn how to put your words together. You just always thought about it, and you're not making any progress. So you're not going to move forward. And you get stuck in that planning phase because you feel like you are making progress. Even with YouTube, again, I'm going to keep going back to content creating because this was kind of where I was when I was starting this channel. But you'll feel like you're making progress because you're watching all these podcasts, you're watching how to have the best camera setup, you're learning editing tips and stuff like that, but you've never actually downloaded a program. You've never actually edited a video. You've never even recorded a video. You don't know how you look or sound in front of a video. You don't know how to look into the camera. There's a lot of videos I watch and they're like looking over here at themselves, and it feels awkward to everybody. But if you've never actually done it, you don't know these things. So you have to actually be productive, not just doing research. That's not productivity. Now I want to talk about the value of just starting. Action teaches faster than theory. You'll learn faster by doing something one time than planning 10 different times. I'll give you another example. There's a friend of mine who is doing a fitness channel. And he's told me that he's created many different channels before the one that he's focusing on now. And his content to me is like immaculate. Like everything's perfect, the angles, the audio, like he does a really good job. And when I was asking him, like, how did you get so good without having that many subscribers? Because he's still new. And then like, even when you look at all his comments, most of his comments were like, man, your content is so great. Like, how do you not have more subscribers, this and that? And then that's when he told me like he created multiple channels before and they failed and he learned from them. But if he only planned, which he told me he watched all the videos out there, you're never going to learn anything. Here's another example that I was thinking about earlier. It's like riding a bike. If you watch thousands of hours on how to ride a bike, the mechanics of riding a bike, if you look at gravity and how it pulls you and speed and traction and all these different scientific things about a bicycle or whatever, you can watch all those videos and then get on a bike and still fail versus somebody who's been the whole time you're studying and researching how to ride a bike, he's been actually practicing and failing already. By the time y'all get to point B and y'all both get on that bike, he's going to learn way faster than you are. You want to start making momentum, even if it's small. You just want to break that cycle of procrastination. So another example, when I was starting this channel again, my first video or my first YouTube channel was actually pretty successful. I got up to close to 2,000 subscribers in a pretty short amount of time without being consistent. But again, I didn't do it for that. I did it to help people on that particular job. And then I stopped and kind of fell off because I didn't have a passion for it. I just wanted to genuinely help people. And with this channel, it actually took a couple months before I started because I was doing all the research and all the things again because I have a passion for it. So I was in that state of mind of perfectionism. So I wanted it to be so perfect that I failed to actually start. And then once I actually started, I realized all the things that I was researching didn't even matter. All the editing things that I was learning, it didn't even matter because there's not much editing that's going on in these particular videos because it's just talking head videos. Once I started making small changes and being actually productive, I broke the cycle of procrastination because again, at first I'm just watching hundreds of hours of videos, listening to them while driving on my free time. And I realized I'm not doing anything. That whole time I could have been recording videos. Even if you don't upload them yet, at least record them so you can see how you sound, change how you sound, change your way and your flow and stuff like that. So by actually taking action, even if it's small, you're doing something. If you're trying to, again, write a book, even if you just write one paragraph, 3 to 5 sentences over and over and over, those small little things, you're going to tweak it a little bit to where it sounds better, or have your friends and family members review it. So doing small actions of actual productive work is going to break the cycle of procrastination to where you're going to get way further. And what I did before I started recording videos, I actually was just writing down actual video ideas, trying to write down like script ideas, which turns out I learned doesn't work for me, because when I tried to actually read the script while recording a video, I failed tremendously. Like, I'm terrible at reading and recording. Like, I'm less natural with it, I guess you can say. But I would have never learned that if I just wrote hundreds and thousands of YouTube scripts and never actually recorded a video. Once I finally recorded it, I would have like, crap, I actually suck at reading scripts, and now I have thousands of scripts that I can't even use. That's why it's important to actually start, so you can learn what you are and are not good at. And on top of that, starting actually removes the mystery. A lot of people are wondering like, well, what if I'm not good at this? And what if I'm not good at that? Like, it's mysterious because you've never done it. So once you actually start, you're going to remove all the mystery, because you're going to know, okay, I'm not good at this. I'm terrible at that. I'm okay at this, but man, I am fantastic at that. So it's like, once you actually start learning, you eliminate the mysteries. You can fall back on the things you're great at. You can fix the things you're bad at. And that's how you create something amazing.